Welcome back to our channel, where today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating, mysterious, and astonishing stories from the world of numismatics, a story that has captured the imagination of coin collectors and treasure hunters worldwide, the unbelievable case of the 1977 1-cent coin, a humble penny that, due to a series of errors, mistakes, and minting anomalies, has been valued as high as $20 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, a coin most people overlook or discard without a second thought. But this particular one is now considered one of the rarest and most valuable coins in existence. And today, we're going to unravel the complex tale behind this extraordinary coin, exploring every detail, every error, every microscopic mistake that has contributed to its incredible value, starting with the history of the 1977 penny itself. Minted during an era when coin production was largely automated yet not immune to human oversight, where the Philadelphia Mint, despite its advanced technology, still faced occasional issues that would lead to some dramatic minting errors. In the case of this particular 1977 penny, experts believe that a rare die variety was mistakenly used, combined with a misalignment during the striking process, leading to a double die obverse, where the inscriptions, particularly the motto, "In God We Trust," and the date itself, appear doubled under magnification. But not only that, what sets this coin apart is that the doubling effect is so extreme that it can be detected with the naked eye under the right lighting conditions, something nearly unheard of in standard double die varieties. And that's just the beginning of the story, as further investigation revealed that this penny also exhibits planchet anomalies, where the metal blank that was supposed to be zinc-coated steel, as per the transition period materials, actually contains traces of bronze, a leftover from pre-1982 compositions, which would normally not appear in a 1977 penny, leading to speculation that a mixed batch of planchets may have been accidentally fed into the presses. But the story grows even more intriguing when examining the coin's weight, as this single specimen has been found to weigh slightly more than a standard penny, indicating the presence of copper content that should not have been there in such significant quantities, suggesting that a planchet intended for a foreign coin might have been used accidentally. Adding yet another layer of mystery to the already baffling tale, collectors and grading agencies have pored over this coin, confirming multiple strike-through errors as well, where foreign debris left marks during the striking process, most notably around Lincoln's bust, giving it a unique texture and flawed aesthetic that, paradoxically, increases its desirability. And further adding to its mystique is the presence of off-center elements, where parts of the design appear shifted, especially around the rim, with the outer lettering nearly fading off on one edge, indicating misalignment during the striking, a rare condition that again adds significant premium to the value. And as we delve deeper into the microscopic world of this coin, under high-powered magnification, minute die cracks stretch across the surface, particularly around Lincoln's eye and jawline, almost resembling deliberate engravings. Yet these are naturally occurring flaws caused by a fatigued die, which should have been retired much earlier but was mistakenly kept in service, leading to these fascinating imperfections that render the coin unique, adding yet another dimension to its collectability. And what makes this story even more incredible is the journey of discovery itself, as this 1977 penny lay unnoticed for decades, exchanged countless times in everyday transactions, hiding in plain sight, until one sharp-eyed collector spotted something odd about the lettering and decided to investigate further, setting off a chain of events that would eventually lead to its certification and astronomical valuation, with auction houses now estimating its worth at upwards of $20 million due to the sheer convergence of rare errors it possesses. And yet, experts speculate that even higher prices could be fetched should it ever reappear at auction, as collectors, driven by the combined forces of rarity, error significance, and sheer curiosity, are prepared to pay astronomical sums to add such a specimen to their collections, not to mention the countless urban legends and conspiracy theories that have sprung up around this penny, with some suggesting it was deliberately manufactured as part of a secret test run using foreign metals, while others believe it could have been the result of a rogue employee's tinkering, a narrative made all the more plausible by historical incidents at various mints during that era. where unauthorized test coins occasionally slip through the cracks, adding to the mystique and uncertainty. And when examining the physical properties further, it's worth noting that this particular penny exhibits an unusual color under certain lighting conditions, a slightly reddish gold hue, not typically seen in standard 1977 pennies, leading metallurgical experts to conclude that trace elements of other metals, perhaps nickel, or even traces of silver, may be present within the alloy, a baffling anomaly that still defies full explanation, suggesting a planchet contamination event during the manufacturing process. And yet every test only deepens the mystery, as the exact composition does not match any known production specification from the Philadelphia Mint's historical records, leading some to theorize about undocumented experiments or secret production errors. And this only feeds into the broader numismatic lore, elevating the coin's story from a simple error coin to what some now call a legendary artifact of minting history, not just for its errors but for the narrative it encapsulates, the perfect storm of industrial mistakes, metallurgical mysteries, and human curiosity intersecting to create what is now arguably the world's most famous penny. And as this single coin continues to circulate among elite collectors, it also inspires hopeful treasure hunters everywhere, people now checking their own pocket change in hopes of finding a similar error. And while the chances of discovering another exactly like it are infinitesimal, there have been reports of lesser error varieties from 1977 surfacing, ranging from minor doubled dies to slight planchet anomalies, which, while nowhere near as valuable, still command respectable prices in the collector's market, further fueling the modern-day gold rush for pennies. And what's fascinating is how such a tiny, overlooked object can carry within it such immense historical and financial value, serving as a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures are hidden in the most ordinary of places. And so, as we wrap up today's deep dive into the incredible story of the 1977 1-cent coin valued at $20 million, let this be a reminder to always look closely, question the ordinary, and recognize that hidden stories and untold riches might just be sitting quietly in your own pocket, waiting for you to discover them. So make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories from the world of rare coins and collectibles, and share your thoughts below. Who knows, maybe you've got a valuable penny waiting to be found. And until next time, happy hunting. And speaking of extraordinary finds, let's now turn our attention to another incredible story from the world of rare coins, the fascinating case of the 1982 1-cent coin that has shocked the numismatic community and captivated collectors across the globe. A coin so rare and mysterious that it has been valued at an astounding $18 million. Yes, you heard that right. Another ordinary-looking penny that, due to a unique set of errors and minting anomalies, has reached a price tag most people would associate with luxury homes or exotic supercars. And today we're going to explore every detail behind this remarkable coin, uncovering the errors, mistakes, and strange possibilities that make this 1982 penny worth more than most people could ever imagine. Starting with a bit of historical context, as 1982 was no ordinary year for the United States Mint, marking a major transitional period for the composition of pennies, as the mint shifted from the traditional 95% copper composition to the more modern and cost-effective zinc core with a thin copper plating, a change made to reduce production costs as the price of copper soared. But with this transition came confusion, experimentation, and a host of unintended errors that would eventually lead to the birth of one of the most famous and valuable error coins in modern history, the legendary 1982 small date copper penny. Now, what makes this particular coin so special is that while the Denver Mint was supposed to strike 1982 pennies using the new zinc composition, at least one small batch, perhaps even just a single planchet, was accidentally struck using the old solid copper blanks. But even this alone would not necessarily result in such astronomical value. What elevates this coin into the realm of multimillion-dollar rarity is the fact that it combines this incorrect planchet error with a small date design, a feature that should never have appeared on copper pennies minted in Denver during that year, essentially creating a coin that, according to official records, should not exist. Yet one verified specimen has been found, a perfect storm of minting anomalies wrapped into a single coin. But that's just the foundation of this incredible story, as further examination of this coin has revealed additional factors contributing to its value, notably subtle yet significant die variations visible under magnification, where slight doubling of the date digits can be seen, particularly around the 2 and 8, suggesting that a working die used during the strike had developed minute imperfections, possibly due to overuse or damage, but was not replaced in time, allowing these doubled features to appear on a tiny number of coins, further enhancing the uniqueness of this piece. Metallurgical analysis has confirmed that the planchet is indeed composed of 95% copper, with the correct weight of 3.11 grams. Contrary to the expected zinc composition, pennies which should weigh approximately 2.5 grams, making it instantly recognizable to experts familiar with coin specifications. Yet what's even more fascinating is the potential backstory behind this minting anomaly, with some experts theorizing that leftover copper planchets from 1981 or early 1982 production were mistakenly fed into the coining presses at Denver during the chaotic transitional period, while others suspect a rogue mint employee may have deliberately created these coins, perhaps as test strikes or experimental pieces that were never meant to enter circulation, adding a layer of mystery and speculation to the narrative. And despite rigorous record-keeping, the United States Mint has never acknowledged or explained how this coin came to exist, which only heightens its mystique and drives collectors' interest even further. Beyond its metallurgical and design errors, this 1982D small-date copper penny exhibits flawless strike quality. Unusually sharp details across Lincoln's bust and the lettering, suggesting that the planchet used was of exceptionally high quality, possibly selected for an entirely different production batch or foreign coinage, which again adds another layer of intrigue. And microscopic analysis has also revealed faint die polishing lines, evidence that the die may have been manually cleaned before striking, possibly during a rushed production period, which left these subtle yet telltale marks that authenticate its legitimacy. And as for its journey, this remarkable penny spent years unnoticed, passed from hand to hand until it was eventually discovered by a collector who noticed its unusual weight and subtle design differences, leading to extensive authentication and certification by leading grading agencies who confirmed its authenticity and uniqueness, propelling its value into the stratosphere, with auction houses and private collectors placing its worth as high as $18 million due to its combination of extreme rarity, historical significance, and the sheer improbability of its existence. And yet, despite its known value, some numismatists speculate that this coin could fetch even higher prices in future auctions, as more collectors compete to possess what is now recognized as one of the rarest modern-era U.S. coins, a true one-of-a-kind treasure. And what makes the story even more captivating is the possibility that more such coins could exist, perhaps still hidden in old collections, coin jars, or even bank rolls, waiting for someone to make a life-changing discovery. And while the odds of finding another authentic 1982D small-date copper penny are astronomically low, the excitement and hope keep coin enthusiasts checking their change and weighing their pennies. And interestingly, during this transitional year, multiple varieties of 1982 pennies were produced, including large date and small date designs in both copper and zinc, creating a complex and often confusing series that has challenged collectors for decades. But none of these combinations, except for this single known copper small date from Denver, carry the same legendary status. And the existence of this coin has also sparked debates among historians and mint insiders, some of whom argue that secretive test strikes or production anomalies were far more common than officially acknowledged, hinting at a shadowy history of undocumented mint practices. And as this unique penny continues to captivate collectors, it serves as a tangible reminder of how even in a world of industrial precision, human error and chance can create legendary artifacts of immense value, with this 1982D copper small-date penny standing as one of the greatest numismatic mysteries and treasures of modern times. And as we conclude our deep exploration of this astonishing coin, remember that hidden treasures could still be out there, undiscovered in old jars or forgotten drawers, so keep searching, keep checking. And maybe one day, you too could hold a multi-million-dollar mystery in the palm of your hand. And as we journey further into the realm of legendary pennies that have stunned the numismatic world, we now arrive at the astonishing case of the 1993 1-cent coin, another seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny that, through a bewildering sequence of errors, anomalies, and unexplained minting phenomena, has reached a staggering estimated value of $12 million, solidifying its place among the rarest and most coveted coins on the planet, a coin whose existence defies logic and continues to spark debates and intrigue within the coin collecting community. And today we're going to unravel the details behind this mind-blowing story, examining every error, every tiny imperfection, every bizarre twist of fate that contributed to transforming this humble penny into a multimillion-dollar treasure, starting first with the historical backdrop of the 1993 production year. A period considered by most experts to be relatively uneventful in terms of major minting errors, as by the early 1990s, minting technology had advanced significantly with computer-controlled processes, laser-engraved dies, and highly monitored quality assurance protocols aimed at minimizing human error. And yet, despite all these measures, the extraordinary error coin now known as the 1993 Ghost Lincoln cent somehow slipped through the cracks, its very existence a mystery wrapped in layers of speculation. And what sets this coin apart begins with its unprecedented misstrike and die anomaly that caused a partially missing obverse design, where the image of Lincoln himself appears faint, ghost-like, almost transparent against the field of the coin, earning it the nickname Ghost Lincoln among collectors. And this eerie appearance wasn't caused by simple weak striking, as metallurgical analysis of the coin revealed that the planchet itself was somehow irregular in density, with portions of the copper-plated zinc core exhibiting microvoids, or pockets of missing metal, a flaw that should have triggered rejection during minting but somehow went undetected, resulting in an uneven strike that led to Lincoln's visage fading almost into the background, creating a visual anomaly never before documented. But that's just one of the extraordinary features of this unique coin, as it also possesses a dramatic double die reverse error, most notably visible in the Lincoln Memorial, where architectural lines appear doubled and distorted, particularly around the base columns and roof, an error so severe that it can easily be seen without magnification, and further examination of the coin revealed additional anomalies in the lettering, with the words E pluribus unum exhibiting abnormal spacing known as wide AM, a variety typically documented in 1992 pennies but unexpectedly appearing here in a 1993 issue, a feature that has baffled even veteran numismatists and suggests the accidental use of a transitional or repurposed reverse die, perhaps carried over from previous production runs or experimental designs. And adding to the coin's long list of mysteries is the discovery of microscopic die polish lines across both obverse and reverse fields, leading to theories that the dies used to strike this coin were improperly cleaned or resurfaced in a rushed or experimental process, which contributed to weakened design details and the ghost-like effect on Lincoln's portrait. And while errors and imperfections are not uncommon in modern coins, what elevates this particular 1993 penny into multimillion-dollar territory is the sheer convergence of anomalies present simultaneously on a single specimen, each individually rare but collectively almost impossible, turning this coin into what experts describe as a perfect error storm. And what's even more fascinating is that during metallurgical analysis, trace amounts of foreign metals such as nickel and manganese were detected within the zinc core, indicating contamination of the planchet alloy itself, something that should never occur in standard production, further fueling theories of experimental or mismanaged materials inadvertently used during the minting process. And despite exhaustive research, no official records from the Philadelphia Mint, where the coin was produced, have explained or acknowledged how such a severely flawed yet uniquely fascinating coin could have been struck and released. And yet, there it was, discovered not in some collector's hoard but in ordinary circulation, where it lay unnoticed for years until an eagle-eyed hobbyist examining rolls of pennies for wide AM varieties stumbled upon the ghostly figure of Lincoln and realized the significance of the find, leading to rigorous certification by major grading agencies who authenticated every detail and confirmed the coin's singular status, propelling it into the upper echelons of numismatic rarities. And from there, Its legend only grew as it drew attention from high-profile collectors and investors, eventually achieving an auction estimate of $12 million, a valuation justified by its absolute uniqueness, historical importance, and the near impossibility of ever finding another coin like it. And as speculation swirled about whether this coin was the result of mint experimentation, sabotage, or pure accident, the numismatic community reached a consensus that this 1993 Ghost Lincoln cent represents one of the most profound minting mysteries of the late 20th century, an accidental masterpiece that challenges our understanding of modern mint precision and stands as a testament to the unpredictability inherent in mass production. And yet, what continues to captivate both experts and enthusiasts alike is the possibility, however remote, that other flawed planchets or transitional dies from that period may have produced a handful of similar specimens, prompting treasure hunters worldwide to sift through their change in hopes of discovering another ghost-like Lincoln cent hiding in plain sight. And every new discovery of wide AM or double die varieties from surrounding years reignites that hope. Yet to date, no other 1993 penny has emerged with the exact same combination of errors and metallurgical anomalies, solidifying this coin's place as a one-of-a-kind numismatic legend. And as collectors continue to debate its origins, examine its ghostly design, and marvel at its unique convergence of flaws, this coin stands as a symbol of the extraordinary potential hidden within the most ordinary of objects, a silent reminder that history-changing treasures can emerge from even the smallest corners of everyday life. And so, as we conclude today's in-depth exploration of the legendary 1993 1-cent coin worth an unbelievable $12 million, remember to always keep searching, to look closely at what others ignore. And perhaps one day you too might discover a multimillion-dollar mystery waiting in your pocket change. Absolutely. Let's continue to explore these three extraordinary coins, the 1977 penny, 1982 penny, and 1993 penny, in even deeper detail, elaborating on each of their unique stories, errors, and features that contribute to their multimillion-dollar valuations, as collectors and numismatists alike remain captivated by these modern legends hidden in plain sight. Beginning again with the famed 1977 1-cent coin, which now stands as one of the most iconic numismatic mysteries in modern coinage history, what elevates this coin to its $20 million valuation isn't just the presence of one error but rather the extraordinary combination of multiple high-grade errors stacked together in a single specimen. When discussing the 1977 penny, we must first understand the unique situation at the Philadelphia Mint during that year. As minting processes were increasingly automated, yet human oversight still played a crucial role in quality control. Somehow, a mismatched set of dies, possibly a prototype die, was mistakenly used in the production of this penny. The double die obverse, most easily spotted in the motto, "In God We Trust," particularly around the G and the W, exhibits such strong doubling that even collectors without magnification tools could spot the anomaly if they're observant enough. This is highly unusual for double dies of that era, most of which exhibit subtler doubling requiring loupes or microscopes to confirm. But that's not all. Under examination, it was discovered that the planchet itself contains traces of bronze, creating confusion among experts since post-1974 pennies should have transitioned fully to copper-plated zinc compositions. This anomaly suggests a batch of bronze planchets, possibly intended for foreign coinage or leftover from previous years, were accidentally fed into the minting presses. Metallurgical testing confirmed elevated copper content far exceeding the norm for 1977 pennies, which theoretically should never have occurred, hinting at a major procedural failure or a rogue mint employee using incorrect blanks. The coin's weight, a critical clue in error coin identification, exceeds the standard weight by a notable margin, registering higher than any other 1977 pennies tested. On top of this, the coin shows off-center strike characteristics, with design elements close to the rim slightly misaligned, a clear sign of die misalignment or improper planchet positioning during the striking process. Furthermore, the presence of significant die cracks crossing Lincoln's portrait enhances the mystery, as these cracks reveal that the die used was likely in poor condition, yet inexplicably kept in service, possibly during a low production run or during off-hours minting. Adding to the intrigue are strike-through errors where foreign debris interfered with the strike, leaving unusual textural impressions around Lincoln's jaw and cheek area, giving this particular specimen a unique visual appearance among all known 1977 pennies. Collectors and professionals who have examined this specimen consider it a perfect storm error coin, blending an unprecedented sequence of production mistakes and material anomalies into a single coin that should not logically exist, which is precisely why it commands such a staggering value of $20 million. As it represents not only a physical artifact but also a tangible embodiment of numismatic mystery and historical accident. Moving next to the equally legendary 1982 1-cent coin, which, although smaller in number of anomalies, carries its own multimillion-dollar aura due to its role in a transitional minting period. We recall that 1982 was a watershed year as the U.S. Mint transitioned from the heavier copper-based pennies to lighter zinc or pennies with copper plating. What makes the 1982 D small date copper penny so significant is that the Denver Mint was not supposed to produce any copper pennies with small date designs during that period. Yet, through either oversight or intentional experimentation, at least one specimen was struck using a solid copper planchet and a small date die, combining two traits that, according to official mint records, should never coexist. Metallurgical analysis has confirmed a weight of approximately 3.11 grams, identifying it unmistakably as a solid copper penny when the Denver Mint should have been exclusively producing the lighter 2.5 grams zinc composition pennies. The use of a small date die further complicates matters, as the small date design was meant to be phased out or used selectively, and never with copper composition blanks at Denver. This means the coin represents a direct contradiction to official production logs, suggesting either a grave error, secret testing, or intentional meddling. Adding to the intrigue are microscopic doubling features visible on the date and mint mark under careful magnification, indicating that the die used in this strike had begun to degrade or shift during use, imparting faint but distinctive doubled die features that further authenticate the coin as a unique error specimen. Additionally, die polishing marks present throughout the coin's field suggest rushed or improper die maintenance, possibly hinting at a hasty or unscheduled production shift that led to incorrect planchets being used in tandem with an unsuitable die. The origins of this coin remain hotly debated. Some theorize leftover copper planchets were mistakenly used during early runs, while others propose that a rogue mint worker, perhaps experimenting during the transitional chaos, intentionally struck the coin as an off-the-books piece. Regardless of its origins, this singular coin has been authenticated by top-tier grading firms and verified by metallurgists, and it has reached a valuation of $18 million due to its unparalleled status as the only known authentic example of its type, making it both a historical curiosity and a dream acquisition for collectors seeking the ultimate rarity. Finally, we turn to the 1993 1-cent coin, a far more modern coin that nevertheless has managed to shock collectors due to its impossible array of errors that collectively push its estimated value to an astonishing $12 million. Known among collectors as the Ghost Lincoln penny due to its eerie visual appearance, this coin's defining feature is the near absence of Lincoln's bust on the obverse, not due to simple wear but because of a striking anomaly tied to material flaws in the planchet itself. Scientific analysis determined that the zinc core of this planchet was riddled with microvoids, tiny pockets where metal density was inconsistent, resulting in a strike that failed to fully impress the design, rendering Lincoln's face ghostly, almost transparent. This phenomenon is not a weak strike error but rather a material error combined with striking failure, something never before seen in 1993 pennies or any Lincoln cent production. The reverse of the coin introduces another layer of complexity, a doubled die error so significant that the Lincoln Memorial appears as though doubled to the naked eye, particularly along its columns and rooftop structures. This doubling, combined with the presence of a wide AM variety typically associated with earlier production years like 1992, indicates the accidental use of a transitional or improperly archived reverse die during production. Experts suggest that the reverse die was either improperly stored and mistakenly reused or was a remnant from experimental designs. On both sides of the coin, Fine die polishing marks are evident, indicative of hand-cleaned dies or rushed maintenance procedures, which combined with the metallurgical contamination detected in the zinc alloy. Traces of nickel and manganese were confirmed, suggest an undocumented production batch or the accidental introduction of foreign materials into the minting process. Unlike typical era coins that stem from one or two production faults, this single 1993 specimen combines incomplete strike due to planchet error, reverse double die anomaly, incorrect die pairing, and material contamination, all in a single coin, which has never been replicated or documented elsewhere, making it one of the most astonishing modern coins in existence. Its discovery story adds to its legend. It was found not in a dealer's lot but within standard circulation, identified by a hobbyist searching penny rolls for wide AM varieties, who immediately realized the ghostly obverse was something unprecedented. Authentication by top grading services confirmed it as a singular specimen, and its combination of flaws, its inexplicable minting story, and its haunting visual appearance propelled its value to $12 million, making it one of the highest valued modern pennies known to mankind. In summary, these three legendary coins, the $20 million 1977 penny with its perfect storm of errors and anomalies, the $18 million 1982 D small date copper penny that represents a production impossibility, and the $12 million 1993 Ghost Lincoln, sent with its unexplainable metallurgical and striking defects, represent the absolute pinnacle of era coin collecting, each standing not just as rare objects but as historical artifacts that continue to challenge experts and inspire hopeful collectors worldwide to keep searching their change for the next impossible discovery waiting to be found.